Hello and welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. My name is WWEdeadman, but you already know that. And okay, a few things that I want to do in this week. One, I want to start our Duna mission, Duna and Ike exploration via satellite and probe lander. We didn't have any of the contracts expiring before that launch window, so we can fast forward time without actually losing anything, which is nice. But before that, we're actually going to rescue shell gas Kerman from orbit around Kerbin. What else do I want to do? I wanna dock or claw more or less a mobile processing lab to the satellite that we still have around Kerbin, so we can reuse the goose for the get science data around Kerbin thing. And I want to do the moon landing, the second one, or start the moon base, so to say. Even though that base is going to consist primarily of one lander, I guess. And, yeah, I don't know yet how I want to do that. I don't want too many Kerbals on other heavenly bodies for no reason. So I'm probably just gonna set one down there with one lander and call that a base. But, yeah. Before we fast forward to the Duna window, we are going to do the rescue mission. Now, last time I designed a rescue capsule, which had one major flaw, or you can actually see that as a flaw. I'm gonna load it up here real quickly. That one. You know, it costs only 60,000, but most of that goes to waste because all that's really returning is this upper stage here. That's all. Not more. And the rest here goes completely to waste. That includes a skipper engine here, a skipper engine here, a lot of big boosters and a lot of big tanks. I found that to be wasteful. And since I wanted a single stage to orbit thing anyway, I just pretty much copied a design of Scott Manley's 100% reusable space program series. Made it a little bit less high-tech by, instead of using RAM intakes, using a bunch of these intakes, adding these things for more fuel and more intake. And using a bunch of these instead of a single mainsail engine. You see, we've got 8, 16, 32, 40, 48, wait, 8, 16, 24, 32, 48, wait, 40, 43 engines. I can't math today, obviously. As you see, I did this pretty much with the same usual technique of doing that okay, I cannot actually show you that here, as it seems. Yeah. I inverted those girders and put them in there. I'd usually do that with the octagonal strut because that is less ugly and doesn't actually do much more, but anything that's possible within the boundaries of the game I don't see as cheating, so I don't see this as cheating. Also, I set up the action groups to be able to do the launch pretty much in the same profile Scott Manley did it for his series. We're of course gonna take out Bill, Jeb, and Bob because they're not going to space ever. They're not doing missions. We're gonna take Theobert and Guzri, and we're gonna get the other guy down there. So that's pretty much all we want, and yeah, that's all we're gonna do. Go to the launch pad. This vehicle is significantly higher in cost but it's completely recoverable. So we're gonna probably get back more this way and actually make less of a deficit than if I was going to launch the other vessel. Because we don't get a lot of stuff from doing rescue missions. In any way, it's bright days, so we don't really need any... We don't really have any problem here. We're gonna throttle up our atmospheric engines. We're gonna pick up this thing. Wait till these have about 130 thrust. And ignite the other things about right. Yeah, now. It works, okay? So my ascent velocity should be around around 100 meters per second, up to maybe around well, up until these actually can lift the vehicle by themselves. I'm gonna do that by pulsing my main engines down there. Doing this with the 1 key. Set up an action group for that. At around 1500 meters, we're gonna ignite these for real and go into a more steep gravity turn. And about 1900 meters up, we're gonna deactivate the air intakes and deactivate these engines. It's pretty much the same ascent pattern that Scott Manley used. And I gotta say, I like that ascent pattern. Okay, we are up to 4,000 meters at 100 meters per second, approximately. And even if we run out of fuel a bit, that's not too much of a problem. We can just pump a bit from that fuel, because that thing doesn't really need all that fuel. Totally over-engineered the upper stage for a rescue ship radar. Okay. A little bit of an angle here. Is not a problem at all. It's actually what I want. And we're nearing the time where the jet engines actually start giving me enough thrust to keep this thing up without using those engines. Should be around here somewhere. As you see, we go down in velocity by not much anymore. There we go. And now our velocity is rising again, so I don't need to activate the liquid fuel and oxidizer engines anymore until we're at around 15,000. Because at around 15,000, our atmospheric engines get too weak to actually do much anymore. As you see, we still rise in velocity. And as I said, Scott Manley actually used a mainsail engine on this, so this is actually a little bit less efficient. Since we do have more weight than a single, mainsail, but we do have about the same thrust, as you also see on the thrust to weight ratio here. Around 19,000 they start flaming out usually. I'm actually gonna let them go down to around 0.2 or so on the intake. Okay, 0.6 is okay. Goodbye. As you see, we still have liquid fuel in the outer side. I'm not gonna actually detach this, by the way, in case you were wondering. Okay. That looks good so far. I have tested this in a little bit higher tech on the sandbox save. I actually used the octagonal struts for that, and I think yeah, I did some stuff a bit different, but all in all, this is still what it is. Okay, we're not in that tank yet, that's good. Yeah, we should get into orbit without major problems. Major problems. Okay. How does that look in map view? Good so far. Set that guy as a target and actually bring this up. Okay. That's not what I was clicking on. Okay. 69, 70, 71, 72, 73. X. We're actually way too far away from our apexes to be efficient. 1.5 minutes. And this is actually a single stage to orbit vehicle. I mean, you don't stage unless you are already in orbit. Okay, and anyway, let's fast forward a bit in the direction of our apoapsis. And then finish up the orbit. Okay. Right about here. I'm actually gonna make this fuel a little bit more usable. And we are in orbit right now. Also, this is exactly when this burns out. So yes, we have a single stage to orbit vehicle. I'm now gonna actually put a little bit of fuel in here. Just to deorbit. And actually, let's make that about 100. And that is too much. Okay, that should be enough to deorbit this. We are in orbit, so if I detach now, this is still single stage to orbit, and yeah, you know, all that good thing. A little bit of a speed up here. And then we actually want a rendezvous with this guy. We're gonna catch up to him since we are in the lower orbit. So if we like wait, oh god. Okay. That's about the right thing to do here. 21, 15, 13, wrong, 10, 12, wrong direction. 10, 8, and now it's getting worse again. How about that? That's 8.9. 48 and 82, 84 and 82. Okay, I think we're gonna burn this maneuver about, maybe around that. That's in 1 hour, so until then we can actually deorbit this, I think. I think this should work. Maybe I'm just gonna come back to you when we have rendezvoused with the guy. Because I don't actually know how long is our orbital period. Half an hour. We've got 1 hour 43, that's 3 orbits. So, yeah, I think we're actually gonna land this thing first. That's of course gonna land pretty close to KSC if possible. So we wanna fast forward to the desert and brake about here. And we will not have completed even a full orbit yet from where we started with the fast forwarding. That's pretty good. Okay. Right here, we will turn this thing around. Oh. I forgot to put RCS on this. And that's not the best thing ever. Get our periapsis down. Yeah. Okay, we have a periapsis of 14. We at least get into the atmosphere for sure, so yeah. We overshoot KSC, unfortunately. At least it looks like we're gonna overshoot KSC by quite a lot. RCS or a reaction wheel would have been nice for this. Yeah, KSC would be here. I should have burned earlier. Now we're glowing, and yeah, we're falling into the water right away. That's unfortunate. Well, and anyway, the next stage should be the parachutes. Yep. So as soon as we stop glowing, I'm going to pop those. Should not be long until we are down into the lower atmosphere and stop glowing. Those re-entry effects, man. Okay, and anyway, pop the chutes. I said pop the chutes. Thank you. And then actual height, because we're over water, so we're gonna go down to around 500. Don't need to look at our Kerbal Engineer screen for this. It's a nice change. Okay. 800, 700, 600, 500. Boom. And we should go down into the water without any major problems. I never actually tested this. But I'm just gonna recover as soon as possible, so I hope this is not going to explode. 6.2 is actually pretty fast for water landing, because water has horrible physics in this game. And stuff likes to explode on water landings. Okay, nothing exploded. I think. Why do we have 132 science? And anyway, we got back all the parts. We got back almost the cost of the other vessel if we had launched the other version, and that only with only 75% recovery value. Are the jet engines, basic jet engines? Yep, those are still there. So nothing broke. That's nice. Then then I'll see you when we've rendezvoused with our Kerbal. Okay. So just as we pass the Terminator here, and the moon rises over there, we've got a full moon. We come in with our Kerbal here, Shelgas Kerman, to rendezvous with the capsule. Okay. Where is the entrance? I think up here. Yep, on top there. Grab and corral down here and board. And we've got our Kerbal in there. Added to the crew, and we've got 6,250 and 12 reputation for that. Now let's deorbit. You've seen me do this before, so... You know, with this thing, I can actually aggressively deorbit so much that I actually will come down on Kerbal Space Center. I have the fuel for that. Quite definitely. As you see, the poodle doesn't really eat through fuel much, so... I'm a moron. I had thrust limited the goddamn thing. I had thrust limited it for the thing with the I could have totally done this. Ah, God. I've thrust limited it for the fucking rendezvous. Because I don't have RCS on this. Hell, I'm gonna just go over and fly back. Pretty much. Kill my horizontal here. So we don't go too far away from KSC. Okay. What? Okay. Now let's see. Where did the parachutes open? We're slow enough to not even get any re-entry heating effects. Oh, there we go. And whoops, 500 meters above sea level. Open that up. 6 meters per second. We know that that is fine for landing in water. And coming down. Make this a little bit brighter still. Boom. Do we have a crew report from here? Well, recover the vessel. That would be that contract. Also, stuff that we don't need. The parts 14,000 funds back, 87.9%. And we now have Shelgas Kerman in our crew. Also, we've got a full moon, and yeah, we've got an end of the episode here. Test stack separator splashdown at Kerbin. Yeah, I think we can do that. And that has a deadline of 1 year, so we're not going to do that immediately. Instead, we are going, in the next episode, we are going to fast forward time until we can launch our Duna vehicle. Before that, of course, we're going to build our Duna vehicle. And yeah, then we are going to send the mission off to Duna. And then we're going to go and do all the stuff that actually has an immediate deadline after that. Like those 300 days things. Yeah. And as soon as that is done, we're going to see about that. We're probably going to get our moon base over there and our science station into space. With 2 crew in the actual science thing. Yeah. I'd say I'll see you there. Do we actually have enough for anything here? No, that's 160, yeah. Good. I'll see you in the next episode. Till then, like and favorite if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and until next time, I'm WWEdeadman. Bye!